guys, I am so excited for today's video. I am doing another reset for the month. So we are sitting down and talking about the month of May and what goals I accomplished, what I didn't accomplish, just how the month went, and then working on our goals together for June. I just love these videos. I was inspired by Sullivan to start this series and do it every single month, and it is so fun. It's become such a trend on YouTube to do these videos, and so it's always so fun to see what other people's goals are. And just as a very type A goal-oriented person, these videos are some of my very favorites to create. So if you're new here, welcome. I am Molly. I am a running and lifestyle content creator here in Austin, Texas. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm just so glad that all of y'all are here. May is my favorite month of the year because it's my birthday, it's our wedding anniversary, and I feel like it's when the weather is just absolutely perfect and the sun is finally starting to set later, and it's also so much brighter in the morning. So all around, I just feel like the vibes in May are my absolute favorite. This month was absolutely incredible. I will quickly highlight some of my favorite things about this month. Like I said, it was my birthday and also our wedding anniversary. We celebrated 2 years. For both my birthday and kind of our wedding anniversary, we went to San Miguel in Mexico. We had so much fun. It was my second time going to San Miguel, and it was my husband's first time, and it is such a fun, walkable, clean, friendly, very approachable city, and it's just so gorgeous. So we had the best time. I even spent one day just like laying by the pool for like 6 hours and reading, and it was just so great. So it was so perfect at the beginning of the month to do that. And if you don't know, I just turned 29. Some people on Instagram have messaged me and said they thought I was 18, and I was like, interesting, okay. That sounds like a little young, but yeah, I am at 29, so this is my last year before I enter into my 30s, which I also am so excited about. I have so many like just ideas and mindsets and things I really want to work on in this last year. Regardless of it being the fact that it is my last year in my 20s, I just feel like this is going to be such a great year for me, and I'm really determined to work on a lot of things that have been just like top of mind for me, like having more fun, going out, doing more things, finding a really good rhythm for my life and for work, and just being healthier and all the things. So I am just amped up right now. We also just spent more time with friends this month, and I feel like that was a really big highlight for me. It was just working on furthering the friendships that we have here with people that we have met in the past 6 months of returning to Austin, which you can go and look at my vlog from when we moved if you're a little bit curious about like our story and how long we've been in Austin. But yeah, I just felt like we had a lot more time just to dive a little bit deeper with the friends that we have here, and that was just so much fun. So overall, May was just a wonderful month. Let's go through my Notion and see how the month turned out in terms of goals. Okay, let's start with my personal goals. So my first goal was to read 2 books. I absolutely love reading, but have kind of fallen off the reading bandwagon. Honestly, I blame my phone, and no, my phone and addiction to social media is 100% to blame. So I am really working to break that habit, and thought that reading 2 goals would be a good goal for this month. And I am so happy to report that I read 3 books and they were so good. I read Happy Place by Emily Henry, which I will say I do like some of her other books a little bit better than this one, but it was still a really great read. I read The Soulmate by Sally Hepworth, I believe, and also really enjoyed that too. It was a super easy and enjoyable book to read. If you like thrillers, I feel like you will probably like this one, and it was a little bit predictable, but still super enjoyable. And last, I read The Daydreams by Laura. Do not remember her last name. I think this was my first book of hers that I've read. I honestly don't even know if she has any other ones, but it was so fun. It was just like felt like a teeny bop, like living out like my teeny bopper dreams through that book. It basically just was following a small cast from, they were all on a show together in high school, and it ended super dramatically, and then they came back together for like a reunion of the TV show. So it was just so much fun to read. I highly recommend that one. If it sounds like something you might enjoy, I think you will enjoy it. I wanted to finish filling out my list of all my important information. I have a page in Notion just kind of recording things with like my doctors and different, I don't have like passwords or anything like that, but just keep a list of important information that I might forget, but it's easy to go back and check. And honestly, I did not add anything to it, but I also didn't come across anything that I needed to add to it. but I still feel like I didn't do that, so I'm not gonna check it off. I wanted to come up with a small itinerary before we went to San Miguel, and I did that. It was so great. I wanted to better organize our space. I will say I did a good job of that in some places, but not all of them. There are definitely more spaces that I want to go and organize and go through everything again, so that is not going to be a check. And I wanted to do one fun thing in Austin, which in the last video I talked about just wanting to go out and do more kind of out of the ordinary things, whether it's on a date night, whether it's with friends, just things that kind of get us out of the apartment, get me out of the apartment, and just like doing more in Austin because we love Austin so much, but I feel like we don't always do the best job of taking advantage of everything that the city has to offer. So we did do this. We went to a theater that is in Zilker Park, and there were performances of Shakespeare and such, so we went to that, which was so much fun. And then another thing that we did was go to a pottery class, which that's actually what Dom got me for my birthday, and I have wanted to do a pottery class for so long. I shared some about it in the last vlog that I made, so definitely check that out if you haven't watched it yet. But we just had the time of our lives doing it. It was so much fun. It's definitely very hard. I was not good at it, but we are thinking about doing a longer class, like a 6-week class this summer, just because we both enjoyed it so much. Next up is finances, and I wanted to look into life insurance. That was a goal that was carried over from the last month, and unfortunately I will be carrying it into the next month too. I never got around to looking into it and looking up what would be best for us or where would be the best place to get it. So yep, that is not a check. I wanted us to implement our monthly finance meeting. We crammed the first like 4 months of the year into one, and then decided it was like such a good thing that we should probably keep doing, and just being super open and transparent about how we're feeling with our money and just where we're at with our goals and everything. And so we are having that meeting tomorrow night. So I'm going to check it off in advance of that. I wanted to start paying myself through Gusto, however you say that platform, which I will not get into in depth, but I did finally do that this month. For health, I wanted to raise a third of the money that I will need to run the New York City Marathon, and I did not do that, but that is okay. I've only shared it twice on Instagram, and I'm close to being, I think I have almost $500 and the goal is $3,000. So if I continue with that cadence, then we should be all set to get there by marathon time. I wanted to do daily mobility for 10 minutes, which thinking back, I definitely didn't do what I was thinking when I wrote this goal, but I probably did end up doing that every single day because of my ankle injury. So I'm still not going to check it off, but I did do a lot of like exercises and mobility this month, just like not exactly what I was thinking when I made this goal. And I wanted to schedule a dermatologist appointment. I had mentioned that I wasn't sure when the last time I went was and wanted to find my information, and I literally spent so long looking through my emails and I could not find anything. I like couldn't find where I went, couldn't find what doctor I went to, couldn't ever find like a receipt or anything like that. But I'm pretty confident that I saw someone in Fort Worth, and I'm pretty sure that was sometime, like it was definitely sometime in the fall. So I have not hit the year yet for when I need to see a dermatologist again. So I didn't schedule one, but I also found out that I didn't need to schedule one. We're gonna check it off. And lastly, for work, I mentioned that I am really hoping to launch a product, and I was really hoping that I could have the first like sample physical copy of it in my hands at the end of this month, and unfortunately things are just taking a lot longer than I was expecting. So that did not get accomplished, but hopefully once I get things finalized with my graphic designer, things will move really quickly because I'm really hoping to launch this summer. I wanted it to secure a long-term partnership for the summer, which I'm so excited to share. I'm going to be working with Free People Movement all summer long over on Instagram, and truly do not think there could be a better fit for me, for my brand, and for y'all. I know y'all love Free People Movement as just as much as I do, so I am just so excited. They have the cutest clothes, and everything that I have from them I am absolutely in love with, so I am super excited about this one. I also wanted to upload 4 new YouTube videos, and I was so nervous I was not going to be able to accomplish this, but I'm so excited to report that I did. I got 4 and am just so excited and feel so good and proud of myself for sticking with it and staying consistent. And lastly, I wanted to write 4 blog posts, and that definitely did not happen. I wrote one. I just published some like highlights from San Miguel and suggestions if you are headed there or thinking about headed there. But yeah, I just did not have it in me to write 4 blog posts. Okay, before we dive into goals for June, I want to give a quick running recap. Last month I had shared how many miles I ran, and I got nothing for you guys. I think I ran less than 20 miles this month because I got injured right at the beginning of May, which I shared about that in a previous video, but it has been really unfortunate. And at the time, I didn't think I would be out for as long as I have been. I've been out for a little over 3 weeks now with the injury, and just really didn't think it was going to take me that long to recover. However, I say this kind of everywhere that I am in running for the long haul. I am not just trying to share all about my running journey and, blow up on social media and then in a few years I'm not going to be a runner. Like, I've been running for 10 years now and plan on doing so for as long as I can. And so I'm taking this injury pretty seriously. I really wanted to run yesterday at like the 3-week mark and woke up and was like, this does not feel right to go and run. I can walk on it just fine. I'm doing exercises fine. I am like weight loading and doing stuff with weights in the gym and stuff, and I'm fine, but I can tell I don't have full range of motion in my ankle yet. And so I am really trying to be patient with this injury and making sure that it heals 100%, because otherwise I know that I could risk a further injury and really do some damage to my ankle. So I'm over here chilling. I am grateful for the extra time that I have to hang out with friends more, hang out with Dom more, sleep in a little bit more. I've been sleeping in so much and just staying up later too, because I typically go to bed pretty early. So I am trying just to soak in the other benefits that this injury does bring to me, because if you look for the silver lining of an injury, there is some, and it's mostly that you have some time back in your life to do other things that usually fall to the side when you are training for a marathon. I'm hopeful that in maybe 1 week or 2 weeks I can be back to it, but I'm also trying not to tell myself this timeline in my head in case it takes longer. But I know I won't be injured forever. I know I will be back to running eventually. The only reason I'm kind of like, I'm stressed and upset about it for several reasons, but one of the biggest is that I really wanted to do another 50-mile ultra in September, and I know that if I am going to be ready and prepared and can train adequately for that, I really should have started training last week, but last time when I trained for it, I missed the first either 2 or 3 weeks, and it ended up being fine. So I am fingers crossed that I will be back soon and I can still sign up for another ultra. And if not, then it looks like just the New York City Marathon will be my race for the fall, which is also great. That's been that. Overall, I feel like injuries can take a toll on your mental health. Overall, I feel like I'm pretty good. There's definitely days that I'm really sad about it and I let it get me down. I am keeping my head held high. Now let's get into our goals for June. First things first, personal goals is to cook more at home. We have gotten into such a bad habit of picking up takeout and just going out to eat way more than we need to be. And so I really want to crack the whip on cooking more at home, and I've just been focusing on finding recipes that are simple and don't take too long to cook, because I think that's a lot of our problem, is that cooking just takes both of us like a fairly long time. And so by the time we finish with work, have cooked and the meal's ready, I feel like it's already like so late into the evening, and it just cuts into what we would want to be doing in the evening. And that's why we usually just fall to like going to pick something up, because it's so much faster. So I really want to work on that this month. Next goal is to do 4 date nights with Dom, which we try to be pretty good about doing 1 date a week, but have definitely kind of fallen off that a little bit. So would really like to get back to that this month. I'm going to keep doing the goal of just doing one fun, like out of the ordinary, unexpected thing. It does not have to be anything crazy. Like, it could be something as simple as like going to an outdoor concert, which obviously I've gone to an outdoor concert before, but we don't really go to a lot of concerts here in Austin. So just like something like that, something that shakes things up a little bit. And I would like to spend more time outside. Depending on how long my injury lasts for, I will be spending a lot more time once I get back into running. But I feel like in May I didn't spend as much time outside as I wanted to, just because I was like thinking I would pick things back up with running, and then that never happened. So just knowing that I don't know how long the timeline is for my ankle, I want to make sure I'm still like getting out, going to the park, going on short walks if I can. I'm kind of like here and there with that, because I know my ankle just needs to rest. But overall, I just want to make sure I'm spending more time outside and soaking in this city and the sunshine. For finances, I want to make sure that we hit our savings goal this month. We just spent so much money on travel last month, getting everything for New York City Marathon. I got our plane tickets and our hotel, and that added up so fast. So we didn't hit the savings goal that we typically try to, and so just want to make sure we get back on track with that this month. I also want to spend less on treats. We love a treat in this house. We love finishing our meals with something sweet, and I'm not saying that we are not gonna keep doing that. However, it's way too easy just to run. We are like close to so many things, so kind of in line with eating out less, we also need to stop like running up to the store and grabbing a sweet treat like every other night. It's gotta stop because it ends up adding up a lot faster. And I want to look into life insurance again. Maybe this is going to be the month that I finally do that. For health, I have mentioned on here, I'm pretty sure that I have had chronic headaches for a really long time now. I started getting them in college and still struggle with them almost daily, and so a bad habit and way that I use to just be able to function is using Excedrin, and I take it too often. I know I take it too often, but it's really I'm not on any medication, and so a lot of times that is the only thing that helps. So I would really like to focus this month on, I never know, is it weaning or waning? Whatever that word is, off of the Excedrin, stop taking it so consistently, and just figure out the best way to heal it and what works for me. I don't know if this is a good goal or not, but I would really like to return to running this week. I'm doing everything I can. I'm doing my exercises. I am heating, icing it, whatever. I'm doing all the things, so I would really like to return to running this month. I also want to consistently take my vitamins. I don't know why taking vitamins can be so hard. Like, I literally stare at them every single day because they're in our cabinet that has other things in it that I use daily, and for some reason I just like can't always get myself to take them. So I really want to get back into a routine of taking my vitamins. I'm about to order some more of things that I just like never replenished from a couple months ago, but by gosh dang it, I am going to start taking them again. And I would like to fundraise half of the money for the New York City Marathon. I know last month that I only raised $500, but I'm thinking of doing some type of really fun giveaway where if people donate $5, $10 or something like that, then I will just do like a big giveaway box or something like that. And I am hopeful that that is something that people are excited about entering, and just realizing that the donation goes to such a wonderful cause. I have a highlight saved on my Instagram just sharing more about Back on My Feet, the nonprofit that I'm running with, and why they are so special to me and why they are just truly such an incredible charity to donate and give money towards. Lastly, my goals for work. I want to finalize that product that I have mentioned with y'all. I'm really hoping to get final designs back this week and then hopefully move things fairly quickly. So fingers crossed on that one. I also want to hit 2K subscribers on YouTube. It's definitely not about the numbers, but I feel like I have been slowly creeping towards 2,000, and I think I'm like 300 people away. So I'm super hopeful and really want to get to 2K on YouTube, which honestly would just be so crazy to have that many of y'all here and subscribe. That would just like blow my mind to have that many people. I already am like so shocked that I have 1,700 people here. Like, that is so crazy. So yeah, would love to hit that number. Also like to grow more on Instagram. I had been steadily growing and then kind of just like plateaued and stopped. So it's a big goal because I'm at 46 now, but I would love to hit 50K by the end of June. And again, it's not about the numbers. However, it is rewarding to see that like the work that you are putting out and the content that you're putting out is resonating with people, and it's stuff that people are enjoying. And so it's not about the numbers. However, it is a good measure that like what you're putting out is good work. So those are my goals for the month. I'm not going to do the monthly favorite section just because I feel like I talked a lot at the beginning of this video and I don't want this video to be too long. However, if that's a section that you enjoyed last time and want me to bring back, definitely let me know and I am happy to bring it back, but just don't want this video to be like super long. Those are the goals that I am planning on working towards in June. I am so excited for this summer. I feel like this is going to be the best summer ever. Last summer we were in Fort Worth, and so Fort Worth is great, but I'm just super excited to be spending the summer here in Austin. Because before that, when we lived in Austin, there were still things going on with the pandemic. We moved like right at the beginning of the pandemic. And so I feel like we really haven't gotten to experience like a true Austin summer, and I am just so excited for all that the summer is going to hold, all that I'm hoping it will hold, and just cannot wait. And I feel like if I'm really working on these goals, it's just gonna be even better. So that's what I've got going on. Let me know what goals you are working on in the month of June, and if there's any way that I can help you achieve it. I would just love to know what is on your heart and what you are working towards in the month of June. That is it for this video. I will catch you guys next week, and thank you so much for watching. I love you guys.